So welcome everyone to the relaunch of Project 50 Pentagon. It's been a long one coming, and finally we are here. We are here finally. Welcome. My name is Dr. Olushola Ajide. I'm an academic here in the UK, and I'm also a professional. In other words, I run projects and do other things aside from the academic work that I do. And Project 50 Pentagon, I know some of you have been asking questions. What is Project 50 Pentagon? So Project 50 Pentagon is a project that came up which I came up with as a means of celebrating my 50th birthday, Last April was my 50th birthday. And this particular program, we started planning for it since last November, and we agreed that the project would have been wrapped up as at 23rd of April. But things happened and we couldn't. So we extended it. And in extending the project, in other words, extending the time to execute this particular strand of the project, we have gotten in touch with a lot of people also, and we have fresh new people coming onto the project, fresh people who were not part of the were not registered initially coming onto the project. And that's why we are doing a relaunch of this project today. We are having a relaunch of the project today. So what is Project 50 Pentagon? So Project 50 Pentagon is a project which I came up with to empower as part of my, as a researcher on corporate social responsibility, and somebody who I mentor young people across the continent of Africa under an organization called Africa Coaching and Mentorship Initiative. So we felt that it would be an opportunity to provide a contribution, as it were, if you like to use that word, a contribution to the development of young people, young talents, young professionals on the continent of Africa. And that's what Project 50 Pentagon is. So that as many people that go through this Project 50 Pentagon, this 50 hours. So what is Project 50? Let me give what it is. It is to empower 50 student union bodies. Actually, that was the original conception. That was the original plan. Empower 50 student union bodies from 50 universities across Africa, from 50 nations of Africa, and all these people will go through 50 hours of teaching, transformative teaching and coaching and leadership training to increase your capacity as a young leader, so that you can be able to begin to impact and influence, bring change in your environment. Take all through the 50 hours. And after that, we'll now have each of these group of people executing 50 projects from 50 communities, in 50 nations across Africa. We'll now select which project will be the winner of a prize. And also after the prize, we'll now have a first runner-up, second runner-up, and third runner-up. So that's the conception of this particular project. And like I mentioned, it's to celebrate my 50th birthday. It's a privilege that I've been alive for the past 50 years, and we look forward to the next 50 by the grace of God. And so this is an opportunity for us to add value to you and help you, support you, and take you to the next level. And of course, out of these 50 hours, I'm not the only person that will be training us, empowering us, equipping us. No, I have colleagues, industry professionals, people who are academicians, business people, people who are running projects, not-for-profit projects, people who are working with international organizations. They also will come on board to help deliver these 50 hours of teaching and transformative learning, which are going to be going through. So again, welcome. And I'm privileged to be your host. I'm privileged that you have made the choice to join us on this journey, this transformative journey. So today is the opening up, is the relaunch, as I said. So what we're going to be doing is introducing ourselves, getting to know ourselves. I think you've known enough of myself now. I've been speaking for the past almost 8 minutes or thereabouts, introducing the project and introducing myself. And like you might have guessed, I am originally from Nigeria. So I'm from the western part of Nigeria. I'm Yoruba, if you like, if that is of any concern to you. So but I've been in the UK now for the past 12 years. And so I came in here for my PhD and I finished my PhD. So that's enough from me. Let's go around the screen and introduce ourselves. So the first on my screen here, let me call Akoda Brian. Brian, can we meet you, please?
Yes, thank you so much. Now, first of all, before I say anything, I'm very grateful for having gotten an invitation to join this live. And I've listened to what you have been saying. And from my own assessment, I think it's going to be very impactful. And that was of a great idea to come up with that initiative to organize something like this. It's going to be so much beneficial to all of us who are here. And mine is just to say that I'm looking that by the time we are beginning to pick up this initiative, we are going to have now a much bigger number than the one that we have here already, and that as we proceed, we are all going to learn and we are all going to gain something from it. So just to introduce myself quick, as my name is on the screen, I'm Brian Akwate. I am from Kenya, and I've been studying at a university in Kenya. It's called Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology. It's in the western part of Kenya, and I have served there. I served there a while back when I was in my second year as the Secretary General. So that is from me, and thank you so much.
Excellent, thank you. So let's have Undunano Siuluta. Undunano. So Brian is from Kenya. Undunano, can we meet you?
Okay, thank you very much, Doc. My name is Ndonano Mwanavene Siuluta. I'm a first-year student, now going in my second semester, having cleared the exams I sat for last month, doing law at the University of Lusaka, Zambia. So apart from doing my law school, I have done other courses. So I've done business administration, and I happen to have an MBA in that field. And I'm looking forward to participating in this initiative that you have launched. I see a lot of people aside from me actually benefiting from it. I thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't know how maybe you told me the other day, I know if it's in Kenya, we'll say Asante Sana. I don't know how you say it in Zambia.
So in Zambia, we have 72 languages or tribes. Yes, so it depends with which tribe. But
The one you come from.
in my language, I happen to have 2 tribes on my mother's side and my father's side.
Wow.
So on my father's side, we say Ndalumba. Then on my mother's side, we say Luitumezi.
Okay, Ndalumba and Luitumezi. Luitumezi. Good.
Yes.
So Ndalumba. So Yvonne, let's have you.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Yvonne. I'm from Kenya, and I'm currently doing my 2nd degree in law from Daystar University. And I'm very happy to have joined this program. Honestly, I missed your introduction, but I look forward to learning a lot. Also, apart from saying Asante Sana, we say something called Shukran, which also means the same. So Shukran. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. In where I come from, I told you I'm from the Yoruba part, western part of Nigeria, who said Eshe. Eshe is thank you. Eshe is thank you. So it's going to be a great one. What I plan to do today is not to do any studying like you would have seen. It's just for us to get to know one another. So I'm going to go around again us because I know quite some people have joined and they've dropped off because of internet, and I know and I need to apologize, like I said in the voice note to the group. I know that for those of you who joined through Taonga from Zambia, in the messages sent out, it said we are going to be using Google Meet, but I found out that Google Meet the Google Meet I have, the account I have, cannot record. And you would agree with me that this kind of sessions need to be recorded. And since I have Zoom, this Zoom I'm using is my academic Zoom account, so it's there for me to use. So that's the reason why we're using Zoom, because it's cleaner, it's better, it's easier, and it could be recorded, whereby the Google, which is free, which could have been better for most people in Africa because of internet, is having a lot of hassles. So now, Brian, let me take you on. What are some of the projects you've been involved with, even over there in Kenya, some social actions? My research is on corporate social responsibility, on community engagement, on sustainability. So, and that's part of the reason why I am passionate about, raising a new crop of leaders for the continent of Africa. Like I said, in the first time when we launched this, we had Sandra Ponzi from Zambia, interestingly enough, and Pemfo from Malawi when we first had the first relaunch. And I did mention to them that very soon, in 5 years, in 7 years, in 10 years, Brian, you might be the next president of Kenya. Ndonano, you might be the next president of Zambia. Yvonne, you might be an MP in Kenya, or you will be the first female president of Kenya. And that's the reason why we need to put this together. We need to equip us with various things that we're going to be going through that would help us, to begin to prepare ourselves for that position, because the position is coming. I assure you, the position, because the leaders we have today will not be there forever. Do you agree with that? Brian?
Yes.
So if that's the case, then that's the reason why we need to. So let me hear you, Brian. What projects, what social causes, what things have you been involved with in the community where you are currently?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Yes. Now, if I take on that question, looking at, okay, my area of study is inclined towards public health,
Okay.
and looking at the area from which I come from, it's more prone to malaria cases.
Okay.
So in the recent past, I have looked at how much the malaria cases are affecting the population there, and the population that are more vulnerable to being infected with the malaria disease. And so together with some community-based organization, we have managed to come up with ways in which we can support small health facilities with some commodities, so that to help curb this malaria. So you provide that we identify some people from within the community who can help us with collecting some data on malaria prevalence cases.
Mm-hmm.
And then we use that data to kind of do some, we call it some form of surveillance.
Okay.
And then from the numbers we get, we are able to, acquire some resources from willing people. And then we are able to support this community so that we try and reduce now the cases of the malaria cases that is a major threat. It's a major tropical disease threat within the area that I come from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that. And you are spot on with that. You know, malaria is a significant challenge on the continent. And like I keep saying, I run a mentor show, an online show that runs every Tuesday. And one of those things I mentioned on that one of those days, it's if I'm not having a guest on the show, I do something called mapping Africa's natural resources, where I take country by country, looking at the challenges in the countries and the opportunities in those countries. And I've been going been going alphabetically. So I think I'm about 26 now, or 24, 26 countries we have covered out of the whole nation. Or it's been for the past almost a year plus that I've been doing that, because it's not every Tuesday. One of the points I make on that show is that, see, if we don't come up with solutions, nobody from anywhere out of Africa will help us. Do you agree?
I do agree.
And that is why I'm excited, Brian, by what you're already doing. You're already concerned about. And that is it. So we now need even people who are Africans, young people who are into lab scientists, who are into pharmacy, to begin to do research for us to find a solution. Very soon, I'm already speaking to some pharmacists across, at least in Nigeria, but I know it will extend across Africa, to say that we now need to begin to raise a new crop of pharmacists to tackle the problems we have in Africa, in which these pharmacists they are willing to sponsor, students to go get the knowledge anywhere in the world and come back to Africa to solve the problem of all the health problems we have in Africa. So let me go to Indonano now. What problems are you, social causes are you involved with in Indonano? Are you there, Indonano? While we are waiting.
Yes, I am.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I think let me speak to my other life.
Yeah.
In my other life, I belong to a group called the Catholic Women's League.
Okay.
So, yes. So under that group, I happen to engage with the community. I'm fortunate enough in that within the group, we are about 200 women and ladies. And then we are subdivided into groups. So I lead a group of about 50. And so within our group, we do reach out to the communities in different forms. So for example, I'll give an example of the projects that we did this year. We reached out to the patients, the children in particular, in the cancer diseases hospital at one of the biggest hospitals here in Zambia, where we do interact with them and provide them with different sorts of materials that will help them through their journey as they fight the stage of cancer. Then aside from that, another project that we did again at the university teaching hospital was to reach out to the malnourished, the children again. So we did provide some materials to help them out. So those are the two projects that we have done this year. We do hope to do 2 others where we want to go and visit the prisons and just share with them that which we have. So really those are the projects at community level that I can speak to.
Interesting, interesting. Well done, well done, well done. And it's very interesting that you said you want to go to prison, because part of the project I run here in the UK is support to ex-prisoners and helping them to reintegrate back into the community. And in fact, I've visited the prison, and also now we are still speaking with the chaplain in the prison. I even got an email from him today of helping to support those who are still in the prison. We had a program last year for those who have come out and continue to support them. So I'm excited by what you are doing, and then I know, well done, well done. So Yvonne, let's have you. What social project are you involved with?
Thank you. So usually I deal with issues concerning menstrual hygiene management, whereby we advocate for use of reusable menstrual products, or rather items. For example, menstrual cups, which currently, if a woman has a menstrual cup, it will last her for around 10 years. Or
menstrual,
if it's not,
you say menstrual cup?
Yes, cup, yeah. Also, we also do advocate for reusable menstrual pads. For example, one which we've really advocated for is a certain menstrual pad that is made from bamboo charcoal fiber, and it has numerous benefits to the women. So ideally, we go out there to sensitize the community, and also from my group of friends, or when we join, or rather partner with a CBO or an organization, we also buy these products, and then we go out there to the community and give them. Also, because usually I'm the one teaching, I also like to speak about issues to do with abortion, issues to do with sexuality, because again, women are stigmatized on these issues, you get. So for example, when it comes to abortion, I like to touch on their rights. For example, if a woman has undergone an abortion and this abortion has failed, she needs to know that under the Kenyan law, it is her right, excuse me, to go to a hospital and to receive post-abortion care. And again, not so many people know that. Again, also, as much as abortion is not allowed in Kenya, I'm aware of hospitals and also doctors who would rather provide these abortion services to women under safe conditions and also like a controlled environment, as compared to these women or girls going out there and getting the abortions in the most unlikely way, whereby they botch themselves and also just like they just undergo very bad things. So yeah, that's what I do. Excuse me, I'm having a cold, so please excuse me.
Sorry.
So
Yeah.
yeah, ideally that is what I do. Thank
Wow.
you.
Wow. Very, 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 very inspirational. Very inspirational. In fact, it's interesting that you are talking about menstrual hygiene and management, because I'm aware of Lennox Omondi over there in Kenya, because I'm also a judge on the Holt Prize. And last year, Lennox Omondi from, I think, one of the universities there in Kenya was in my room when we had the regional summit. And he went on to, himself and the team went on to win, the global $1 million prize, Holt Prize, because of their own, what they do is production of the eco-sustainable part from, what do you call it now? Banana stock.
Fibers.
Yes,
Yeah.
banana fibers. And I think that it's amazing of what they are doing. So well done, well done, well done. You have championing the fights and the young people. And we believe that going through this project also, we believe it will enhance your capacity to be able to do more. And we'll see how we can, be of whatever information support or anything like that. So Nelson Sakala, welcome to the key relaunch of Project 50 Pentagon. We've introduced ourselves, so can we meet you, Nelson? Nelson, are you there? Okay, well, maybe we'll come back to Nelson. Nelson seems to be busy. Now, some of the topics which we are optimistic of delivering in these 50 hours of transformative leadership is, let me just give a rundown of some of the topics, not all, but at least some of them. Are topics like identity, knowing who you are, identity. Topics like vision, having vision. And when I say vision, I don't mean when you dream. I mean having, and great things you guys are already doing, talking about taking on big, giant projects like you mentioned, menstrual cycle, like you mentioned, cancer health for children, malnourishment. You can imagine there shouldn't be malnourishment with all the abundance that we have around us. So these are kind of the things I'm talking about. So we're talking about some other topics like goal setting of goals. We'll be talking about things like your mindset, understanding your mindset and how your mindset is critical for your success as an individual and in anything that you do. We'll be looking at topics like ethics. I know the other day when I was speaking to the African law student, I think it was Ndunano that mentioned the fact that in the office, when people want to, they want to collect bribe, you feel odd out. Yeah. So that's why we are addressing ethics. We need new leaders who are ethical, who will not go into office, or even if they are appointed as for any particular role, they will not use the office to enrich themselves. So ethics is very important to talk about that. We'll be looking at the issues of values. That is closely knit to ethics, but it's important we look at values. What are values? How do you have values? Because quite a lot of people, when someone does something that is unethical, it means the value of that person is what somehow. It means the person puts more emphasis on that. We'll be looking at things like another topic on entrepreneurship. it's important for you to know about entrepreneurship because you might actually be the next Elon Musk that will save us, or Bill Gates that will save Africa, in which you start a business. Like I told you about Lennox Omondi in Kenya. Now, can you imagine the fact that starting a business, even though he was still a student, the group of them starting a business, imagine the fact that they won the $1 million. See what $1 million injected into the Kenyan economy. Can you see how that is massive? So entrepreneurship, will be having my friends who are running businesses to talk about entrepreneurship. We'll be looking at topics like becoming a change agent. Already, some of you are already doing that, but just to different perspectives or different viewpoints to that. We'll be looking at the act of thinking. How do you think? We'll be looking at the aspect of how do you write grant applications? What you're doing in Dunano, you need money to do that. Yvonne, what you are doing, you need money, you need Kenyan shillings to do that. Brian, what you're doing, do you need Kenyan shillings to do that? Ndunano, what currency do you spend in Zambia? Please. What currency do you spend in Zambia?
We use kwacha.
Kwacha.
Yes.
And that is spelled as, is it KW?
ACHA.
ACHA. So that's the currency. Okay.
Yes.
So you need Zambian kwacha to be able to run these things. And that's the reason why we'll be looking at a topic on how to write grant applications. How do you write a grant application to organizations to look for money? And I know when you write to organizations to look for money, because we already taught you ethics. You are ethical. When the money comes, you don't use the money for something. You use the money to do what you have, written to organizations to do. So we look at some of the topics, other topics like analytical thinking and problem solving. We'll be looking at things like that. We'll be looking at financial discipline. Financial discipline. How do we live a life of financial discipline? You agree with me that the challenge we have in Africa is part of what is part of our indiscipline when it comes to funding, to money. We'll be looking at things like healthy living a healthy life, healthy living, and please don't get it, don't see it in a different way. We are not saying that we, even and all our guests that will come in, that we are perfect in these things, but we are in a journey together. We're in a journey of self-discovery together for us to be able to go to the next level, for us to be able to ascend in our journey and our impact, particularly on the continent of Africa and by extension, globally. So we're looking at succeeding in relationships, either marital relationship, either friendship relationship, either business relationship. How do you succeed? Either even as colleagues in the office, work colleagues, work relationships. That we'll look at decision modeling, how to build confidence. We're looking at the power of humor. Humor is very powerful. Humor is very powerful. How do you use humor? The power of humor. We're looking at mastering communication. Mastering communication. We'll be looking at the power of strategy. How do you utilize strategy in ways of being able to execute and make positive impact? We're looking at stakeholder engagement. How do you engage stakeholders? So now in Dunano and Yvonne, the things you're doing, there are organizations who are out there who could support what you're doing. So how do you engage them? What do you do? How do you look out for organizations to engage in any program and project? Don't forget I mentioned that part of this Project 50 Pentagon at the end, as a group, each group of you are going to execute community projects, which we are going to be getting winners from. So how do you engage stakeholders if you are going to be having community projects? We're going to be looking at emotional intelligence. How do you, relate emotionally? How do you have emotional intelligence? We'll be looking at conflict resolution, because the challenge we have in Africa, quite a lot of conflict have caused a lot of havoc to our continent. And when there's conflict and there's war and all these things, children and women, they suffer the most, isn't it? Because they conscript our men to go and fight. Even if they do conscript to fight, they're the first people that always lose their lives and will leave the children and the women suffering. We'll talk about tackling mental health, which is a critical thing here in the West, but also is now critical and is on the rise even in Africa. And perhaps that is the reason why our comedy scene is booming, isn't it? Because people need to distress. Even myself, I like watching comedy to distress. When you just, after a hard day's job, just come back, you look at comedy and you laugh, which is humor. Can you see humor, comedy, tackling mental health and other things like the power of planning, enhancing your leadership skill as a leader, to know that you are a leader. Recognize yourself as a leader, how to lead yourself, and also enhance that to know that you are a leader. We look at the power of gratitude. There's power in being grateful for what you have. There's power in being grateful. You can see that these are very interesting topics, isn't it? I'm looking forward. It's going to last. This engagement will last the next maybe three months. Originally, this was supposed to have finished originally when we planned on the 8th of July, was when this should have finished. And because of the dates, the staggering, I'm looking for the time that is convenient. So looking at the date and the timing, I know quite a lot of you might be working or in school. Because you are in school, we can only do this thing in the evening, say maybe like 5 p.m. UK time. So what time is it there now in Zambia, Ndonano? It's 7:49 here. What time is it over there? Brian, what time is it over there in Kenya?
In Kenya, it's now 9:49 p.m.
So it's 9:49 p.m. So that means you are 2 hours ahead of us, because it's 7:49 here. So you are 2 hours ahead of us. Okay, great. So I guess your timing should be almost similar to what is in Zambia, isn't it?
It's 20:49 here. Sorry, I had to start unlocking my phone. It got locked.
Okay.
But I could hear you.
Okay, so it's 20, so it's 1 hour. So Zambia is 1 hour ahead of UK, while Kenya is 2 hours ahead of the UK. All right, so that's, so I think I don't want to make this session to be so long. I think you get a gist of what we are here to do. You get a gist, and what I'm going to be doing is that we'll be releasing the calendar of time of meeting, 1 week, or we will look at it and the team. I will consult my team. Has any of you been to the website, to my website, Project 50 Pentagon website? Has any of you been to our website?
For me, I haven't. I was not aware that was the website.
Okay, well, let me just show you. when this website was launched, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. So here is the website, Project 50 Pentagon website. Broad vision, genuine passion, great impact. Our goal is to make Africa a developed and prosperous place in infrastructure and human capacity. So that's our goal. So you could see, like I've explained to you, what Project 50 Pentagon is, and you could see, so you can share this link, because on the website you have the opportunity to sign up. So like I've explained to you, Project 50 Pentagon, what it is: 50 student union leaders, 50 universities, 50 African nations, 50 hours of leadership empowerment, 50 community projects with zero budgeting, and leading to greater Africa impact. Even though originally we conceptualized this looking at 50 student union leaders, now we have opened it up, to have, even if you're not a student leader, but you can be part of this, because you are a leader. Like I said, you're a leader in the making. And so if you go to About Us, under the About Us, you see what I've explained to you, what the project, empowering youth leadership for a better Africa. That's the broad theme of this particular project. That was your original plan, original timetable we had for that. And that's the team. I wanted to show you the team. So that's the team. So you could see these teams are from various parts of Africa, representing the various regions of Africa. Simon Belemba is representing the Middle Belt, the Middle Central Africa. He is from Cameroon, representing Central Africa. Vivian Ubani is representing West Africa. Vivian is from West Africa, from Nigeria. Then we have Damin Mohammed. Damin is from Tunis and is representing North Africa. And we have Jefferson Mwangolo. Jefferson is representing East Africa, he's from Kenya. And we have Barrington Chungulo. Barrington is representing Southern Africa. And so this is the theme. So they also, and interesting enough, each of these are doing great things, and in their various projects, they are part of those that will be delivering these 50, some of the lectures that I mentioned to you, because they are doing great things also in their various spheres where they. So if anybody goes to any of the website and you say join the movement, it will take you to signing up. So if you give anybody information about the Project 50 Pentagon, they can still sign up. You can see clicking join the movement led to the form for them to fill. So it means they can still sign up for it's still open, because we want to, and under the visionary, you have more information, my story. If you want to know more about my story, more than what I've explained today, you can see that under the my story profile, or my story, you will see my story outlined over there, and some of my, as an academic, some of my published papers and publications. Great. So also you could see the issue of sign up. They paid for people to actually register, to register and sign up to join. Change is here. Be the change. A better Africa is possible because of you. So a better Africa is possible. So, and why you need to sign up. So seeing into the future. And of course, partnership. We've been reaching out to organizations, companies, and people, leaders, and asking that they should come alongside of us, to partner with us, to donate, for us to be able to be a person. So part of the gifts and for the winners of the competition of the community project will be donated by businesses that we are part of. So that's the email address over there. And you can see that Zulu probably says, I am a person through other people. My humanity is tied to yours. So we are one together in this space. And under contact us, you will definitely see a form there to fill, and you see other information about ourselves, about our email address that you can get in touch with me through any of the email address. And also, like I mentioned, I do many things. And through this page, you can see all the things. I run a consultancy. There's a link to the consultancy which takes you to my consultancy website, drolusholaajide.com. So I run a consultancy, and people can engage, businesses and individuals can engage me on that. Then, like I mentioned earlier, I also run Africa Coaching and Mentorship Initiative, where we mentor young people across Africa. And on our YouTube channel, you will see various guests that have been on the Mentor Show. So we have various recordings of all the shows. So if you go to under this, you go to live, live, under live, you see all the various guests that have come on the show across Africa. We've had guests. So we have series of guests, professionals. Now that's, can you see Lenos Omondi? Lenos came on the 10th of, or can you see him there? He came on the show, on my show in October last year, after he has won the $1 million. So you could see various, so those are things about the show. Also, we have the link to the Africa Coaching and Mentorship that will take you to our Instagram page, where also you see some of the past episodes, like you see on the YouTube channel, you see, so that takes you to that. So follow us on all the social media platforms, follow us on YouTube, subscribe to the Africa Coaching and Mentorship Initiative YouTube channel, subscribe to our LinkedIn page. Then also, if you want to know more about me, you can go to my Instagram page. On my Instagram page, you see all the things I do. I run the Mentor Show on the Instagram page, and also that's my Instagram page. So, and all the things. So before I came now, I did a live show to talk about, I'm starting today. So this video was just I did before, and all the things I do, the coaching, and I speak to people about employability. I just spoke to some group of people who graduated in the UK. So I need to wrap this up now. So also, I run the Career Institute UK. I run whereby we support people to get employment, to get them to get employment anywhere in the world, providing that so you can also follow the Career Institute UK, which is where we support. You can see materials about how to help you, to prepare you for interview. Like when you go for interview, they ask you questions. Tell me about yourself. Why do you want to work here? Why should I hire you? And why do you want to work here? I know. So we provide all these materials and support to people. Why did you leave your last job? And on all those kind of things. So you could see quite a wealth of resource here. And also, interestingly enough, I'm a man of many parts. I also, by the grace of God, do some kind of designs, So all the flyers I use, apart from the one for this, the advert flyer for the Pentagon, I use Canva, but because I use Photoshop, so most of my flyers, I design them myself using Photoshop. That's another skill we can show you how to, one day like that. And interesting enough, like you see there, I also have a music, a single called Obim. I also sing. So I'm a man of many parts. You get the gist. So I'm a man of many parts. Also, I have an Etsy account in which I sell some of my, which is another way for you to get income. If you have a skill of, using these skills, you can monetize them by selling them. So I have an Etsy account where I sell my designs, And of course, I have a YouTube channel. For those who are into research or those who are into, I have more than 54 videos on my YouTube channel. You can see that is the website. On my YouTube channel now, we have about 102 videos. So subscribe to these, tell people about this, let them subscribe to all these YouTube channels and all these platforms.
Welcome. I am Dr. Olushola Ajide.
That's just a welcome to this. And I think, so a lot of things about career, you see a lot of information and things that will be there about the show, and I think you get it. So, and I have a lot of videos for supporting people who want to get employment, or those who are already in employment who need to advance in their career, and also those who want to get into the academics or academia, because I'm an academia myself. And also on LinkedIn, you can follow me on my LinkedIn page. So you can follow me on my LinkedIn page. You get to see some of the things that I do, some of my professional connections and network, and some of the things that are passionate to me, which I speak about on LinkedIn. And just to mention, by the grace of God, for some of the projects that we have been doing which I've been doing here in the UK, as like I told you, as a professional, I was actually recognized, invited by the King Charles III, so to the palace on the 4th of this month, and that is a post there that showed us in recognition. Okay, no, not that one. In recognition of the impact that the project that I've been running here in the UK. Let me get, okay, this is it. So for the impact of the projects that I've been involved with here in the UK. So here is it. So that's the invite by King Charles himself. I invited myself and my wife, my lady, to the garden party. So on that note, I think I want to thank you. I hope you have an idea of what we're going to be going through, and it's going to be a great ride between now and the end of the year by the grace of God. So do you have any last thoughts before we close? Brian, any last thoughts? Ndunano, any last thoughts before we close?
Well, maybe if I take on it first. No, mine is just to say thank you so much for this opportunity to bring us together. And I'm looking forward to us engaging more on this course, and that as we are going to move forward with it, it's going to be impactful, and I hope it turns out to work out on the positive.
It would.
Just maybe something I would ask you. I don't know if you would kindly send us the link to the website.
Okay.
So that
I'll send it on the WhatsApp, since you're on the WhatsApp, to get the link, and perhaps I would perhaps share this video, the link to the video for a rewatch of it, or maybe I'm just thinking maybe I'll just host it on my website and on my link YouTube channel, and give you the link to go and watch there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to engaging more.
Thank you. So, Ndunano, anything before we close tonight?
Just to say thank you, and to echo the words of Brian, that yeah, we are grateful that this has also been extended to us. For me, I'm not in any union, but I think from the last lecture that we had, you extended the invite, and I jumped on board. I've noted some of the areas that you intend to share with us, and I look forward to learning more.
Great.
They say every day is a day for learning a new thing. So I'm quite excited. Thank you.
Great, great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So thank you. That is Umdalumba. Did I get it? And
Yes, you did.
Asante Sana. So good, good, good. All right. So that's me done. Thank you so much we've had a relaunch. So now expect the calendar for the first session. Second session, we'll just keep going like that. I know one is very busy, but we'll make this happen. We'll make this happen. We'll just be looking at the timing that will be convenient, and would be very, and once we say 1 hour, it will be 1 hour fast. It will be very, very focused. And then if we have questions, we'll just take the questions onto this the WhatsApp group, so I can be able to just maximize the 1 hour. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. And I'll see you again. Expect the information on WhatsApp for the first day of our session. Thank you so much, and bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.